go.
This is the opening.
What year did the Griffith Park Griffith Park Adult Community Center
and club.
start?
Start.
Are you on?
What year
Is
did
the
it
camera
open?
running?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. It opened,
This day was the day it opened, right?
that's right.
Okay.
It was January 31st, 2008.
Okay. So we're
And this
gonna,
is the,
okay. This is the kind of a,
Now you're blocking light.
oh, I got it.
Have you? Okay.
So there's Mr. Labange with the lady in the white hair.
it's, well, Leah right here,
That's Leah. there.
Leah, and
that's
Leah
her.
over here is the founder,
And
we
that
call
looks
her.
like B Gold.
And then there's B. Gold. And Jean Phipps, this is our secretary. And Marilyn Friedman, the treasurer at the time, and Doris Slater, our
Where's
vice president.
Doris?
Mhm.
Where's
Tripp.
Doris?
Right there, right with a hat.
Okay. And here's Labange again.
Right.
And B. Gold.
B.
And I don't know who
That's
this is.
Stephanie.
And
That's
Stephanie.
me.
Oh, that's you. Of course
Right.
it is. With the shades making you
You're
look
right.
like a glamorous movie
Well,
star.
my transition.
And then,
Okay, here, Hollywood Adult School,
uh
principal at the time, and the coordinator.
and what's her
Patricia.
name?
And Patricia.
Patricia McGrath.
I'm one of the board members that actually voted for this in terms of emotional support.
Okay,
Yes.
and over here,
This is Arlene Cordova, from the director of Silver Lake Recreation
okay.
Center, currently in Hope to. She looks younger.
Is she still there?
she looks like a
Yeah.
baby.
She is. Yeah, she's young. She's only been about. 3
Okay,
or
and
4
this is the original director.
This is the begin.
Mark
Our
Wilson.
first. Mark Wilson is the first director.
And
He went
over-
through the whole transition.
He did.
Yeah.
He was good, and he suddenly was transferred, and then, and there was
Well-
a brouhaha about that, and then it went away, and the fellow that came in was doing just fine.
Yes, actually,
Monty.
Monty.
Southern.
Okay, do you know who this?
Michael Locke
Oh, Michael.
is a friend. In other
I've got
words.
glare, so I can't
Yeah.
see all the faces, and then B I can
Right.
recognize.
I don't know who these
And
people
this
are.
is Leah.
That's
Leah.
Ryan Carpio, right behind the lady with the white hair. Who's the lady with the white hair?
Leah.
Leah.
I don't think that's. You think that's Ryan?
Yeah, it is.
You sure?
Uh huh. And
Looks like it's
Leah's
good.
last name was what?
Lomedico.
Lomedica, and she was the one that started the Silver Lake.
Right.
And she
Club.
comes to our writing class from time to time.
Yes. Now.
And that's Ryan Carpio in the hat, the little.
It doesn't look like Ryan.
It's Ryan.
Okay, I'll
trust
take
me.
your word for it.
I was there.
I
I
was.
took these pictures.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, anyone else in here we need
Okay.
to identify?
This over. Oh, this I don't know.
Okay, well, let's go to where we know who's who.
Kimberly Simone is the current supervisor of the senior section.
Oh,
And who are these gentlemen?
And Anthony is the caretaker of Friendship Auditorium.
recreation and parks.
These are all recreation and parks people. He's familiar, but I don't know.
Okay,
Very good. So that's the first day,
That is the ribbon cutting.
right? And after several false starts,
Yeah. See, it started, as I say, almost 3 years. Took a long time.
Yeah.
And then when we finally got the decisions, then they had problems with electricity. They've discovered the electricity wasn't at the right thing, and then they discovered the fire plug isn't to the right, so it took longer.
well, you put in sewer, you put in water.
No, not sewer.
No
No,
sewer?
those things were already
They were
there. But the
Electrical.
fire, they had to redo the electrical connections, and they had to redo the fire
Okay.
hydrant, because it wasn't in the right place when you had a building where we were. And then the rest was reconfigured beautifully. They had carpet and everything, and we realized the multi-purpose room where the writing class is, that we need to remove the carpet, but the club financed that, because the Rec and Park says, we've already done it, we don't have any money, so you do it, and we did. And the club is functioning is housed there, and it works in partnership with the director to create the programming. The board is an active board in which we meet monthly, and we go over with the facility director what is to be offered, what is being offered.
So it took 3 years to do it from when to when?
Well, from the time he made the proposal, that was 2004, until it opened in 2008, you really are talking
Almost
about
4
4 years, yeah. Yeah.
And now how many members?
At December 31st, it was 869, and we're now in a new renewal period, and we're now up to 600, so we got to get about 300 more renewals to go back, and we've already have about 175 new people that has come in since January.
And this is $10 a year.
$10 a year at this particular time.
And then once a month you have a major meeting with
And-
everybody
Right.
at Friendship Hall.
And ever since we gone over to Friendship Auditorium, our meetings, we have not had really less than 100 people. We go from we've had even 180, 140, 120, or about 100 between 90.
And it's a lunch
And
put on by the Department of Aging?
Yes.
Okay.
The Department of Aging has been, from the beginning, been part of the planning. Number one, they bought $90,000 worth of equipment. The tables, the computers, the physical exercise equipment, they
Wow.
bought that in there. They, the other part of the Department of Aging, they were responsible for the nutrition programs through the Hollywood Multipurpose Center. The Hollywood Multipurpose Center arranges for the nutrition, so I've set up, and that nutrition program is very successful program. We get 40 to 60 people a day.
For what, $1.75?
$1.75 for people over 60, and then $3.75 underneath.
Because it's 50 plus, right? Or
Okay.
55 plus?
Generally speaking, we talk about 50 plus. We are saying any adults, if you want to be part of it, at the writing class, there is at least, there's some 40-year-olds.
We have some youngsters.
Youngsters. Yet we also have 5 or 4 90-year-olds. Very,
Yeah, oldsters.
right. We need, to me, for a successful program for older adults, you've got to have the young as well as the old, because it's energy. The energy that the young or old,
Absolutely.
yeah, to run committees, to do, volunteer. But if you relied on your population of being old, it's a little hard to.
Well, it's also the joy factor. The younger millennials and all these people, they have this different spirit.
Right. And when you go in, the people will comment on, gee, this is an active center. It's the ambience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are people with walkers, and there are people who aren't moving very much. But you do get an ambience of activity, or an active. And that's what's really important. If you you can go into senior centers and there's a passivity, or a waiting for the
Something
meal
to
to
happen.
come, something to happen, or and that's what you have to conscientiously, tune into. And the other part, so diversity of age, diversity of backgrounds. We do have a diverse group, backgrounds and whatever, and the fact that people come from all the neighborhoods. We want to consciously put out that message, and I think we've been pretty successful with that. Right.
The ethnic, it's across all ethnic groups.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You even have a Chinese painting class.
Chinese brush paint. Yes.
We
And that's the other
We
thing.
needed Jewish paleontology. I said architecture and I meant paleontology, study of animal bones.
Right. And that's the thing. It's there that we also respect and acknowledge. The community celebration last year, Zydeco, that's from Louisiana, African American. Then you got to this time we had Latino, the boil, that type of thing.
Right.
But melded into what people would enjoy, kind of thing. But acknowledging the variety of people within the, I think it's very.
And they can help each other.
And then they help, because when they come in, they can therefore find a support group. The only thing we have in common is that we're all getting older. That's all. So that but we can band together to be a support group for each other. And that is why what we're trying now is that to make sure we have, a person comes in, they can connect to resources or problem solving from at the center. They may not get direct service, like an adult daycare for Alzheimer's, but at the same time, they will get a list and information about where to go to find it. So that the idea is that people can say, okay, at the center, because I trust people around there, that they will give me a good, straightforward answer about where to find A, B, C, and D, including whether it's handy persons or painters or plumbers or something like that. So we're building a resource space, an area. The other two missions, public transportation, that we have the 2 people volunteer who are giving monthly trips to help handhold so people could learn about public transportation, that we tell them that it is we all have to face the fact that our cars may not be with us at some point, but we're not going to bed and we don't die just because we can't drive. What do we do? But we can plan for that, so get used to, acknowledge. Then the other thing which we're going to start in is the emergency disaster preparation. That we have CERT training here, we have the firemen come in and tell you what, so this is the kind of thing.
And then at the monthly meetings, you have speakers.
Right. Presentations or programs. So
very informative, I think.
Yeah.
On Kaiser or insurance or Medicare.
Right.
I missed the memory class yesterday because I forgot. I'm kidding.
I took the transportation to the aquarium
Yeah.
on the Blue Line.
Yeah.
And we got lost coming back. We lost our guide.
Oh, right.
And my daughter, who takes the bus everywhere, she got us right
Oh, good. I'm glad
right to the
somebody
red
knows.
line.
But see, that's the thing. It's, very
do
much
It's the
so.
independence. We're good.
Are we okay?
53 minutes,
Yeah. So yeah.
But
The
you weren't
sky's the
always
limit.
the president. You're
Yes.
the president now. Who was the first president?
Well, the first president was Bob,
Herzog?
not Bob Herzog. And I can't remember his last name at the moment. And he was part of our original
I
group.
remember that.
Yeah. And so the first meeting we had, there was an argument about the architect who created or renewed the recreation center. So 2 people were arguing over it, and he couldn't control the group. So he resigned very quickly. Then Jack Gold he was vice president. So, Jack Gold became the
Okay.
president. And then Jack Gold died in 2003, and then I took over. So I have been president since 2003. Now, we have a first vice president, Michael Pickering, and he feels at the moment, he may change his mind, that he would like to be president the next year, or run for president. So we are trying to help him learn the ropes so that he would be prepared to be a president. Now,
How does it feel to be president?
how it feels
I always wanted to ask you that.
I'm very well. I'll tell you. I'm growing into the job after 10 years. 7 years. It's an empowering, thing, because I could tell I'm gaining confidence as I handle things, and I'm making decisions that I'm handling. Not always maybe correctly, but I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with now being exposed. People, oh you. And I have to say that this is really almost a culmination of what I've been playing all my career from teacher. It's sort of a natural thing that I have, right. So it's
all these skills.
Yes.
With the handicapped.
Yes.
With starting things.
Yes. Yes.
Sort of the Silver Lake Recreation Center.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
it's kind of like it just kind of, accumulated to this, so by the time I'm really into it, I feel a level of confidence and familiarity. Nothing's really strange, because I can always look back, oh yeah, during that, with those teenagers, well, that was the same thing. The same, early kids, little kids, preschool, infants, same thing. I mean, there's certain structural things that and one of the things that I've been really enjoying is with Monty as the director. He really is very nice to listen and to play with us. So what we are trying to do really is develop a structure, no matter who's in the jobs. But if we could,
a protocol,
a policy, a way of working between members and the facility director, we've got a formula that could be replicated.
Are you writing a book?
A
manual.
Yeah, there
a
will.
Manual.
And I've got buses full. Yeah,
wonderful.
There will probably be. But what I'm hoping in this budget crisis, that we would be able to influence for them to save money, that there be a closer relationship between Department of Aging and the rec and parks. They may even give the senior centers over to the Department of Aging they may consolidate.
Okay.
But I want
Out of
them
necessity.
to do it with necessity, but with thought. And one of the things is that they would do, if we can get hands on what I call the money of the Older Americans Act, because there are different titles in this place. So there's little things that could promote innovation, model centers that already are working well, successful, which would then make another training that could replicate in other senior centers. Because the senior centers in rec and parks are limited in the type of resources they have to them to make them really good.
Dynamic to the community.
Yeah. So
it certainly is dynamic to the community what you're doing. You're a dynamic person, and I want to thank you for coming and letting us pick your brains today, and thank you for your preparation.
This is one thing.
She's good at this.
Listen to it.
She's good at this. Let's look at family photos.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
You want to talk?
Okay.
Your grandparents' house.
This is the grandparents' house on London Street, and was built, and they bought it in new. They bought it new, and it was in 1923. And I think when we go look at it, it'll not change.
Okay.
It still has the same thing.
Just somebody move that one out and put a new one down, and I'll focus on it.
So here, here is the front of the house that my grandmother sits, and me.
You and a child. Is that
my
David?
youngest, that's David.
And your grandmother's name?
Ella Rosen.
Okay. Next.
Okay. And this is Ella. Let's see, here's Ella and her 1910. This is Ella, and this is my mother. So,
Your mother's name?
Dorothy Claycoff. I think she died in 1988.
Ella is gorgeous.
Okay.
And this is Ella, and a little bit later. But this is characteristic of Ella. I mean, she never changed her hairdo. It was always very long, and she'd give me all these rules about you have to brush your hair 100 days. She was the only redhead. She was redhead, and the only one in the family of the grandchildren and the children was my sister, who turned out to be a redhead. Nobody else.
It's a rare gene.
Huh?
It's a rare gene.
Yeah. It is
Okay.
very. All right. Then this is the fat. This is the family that lived there, and these are the grandfather and the grandmother, and then all the children, the 7 children.
So Ella Rosen and her husband,
John, and then I don't know if you need to.
then the brothers and sisters.
Brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Their children.
And then a little bit later, I'm not sure if this is, no, I think, yeah, this is also, but it starts adding the spouses, and there's me in there, yeah.
Where are you?
Now, I was...
Which one is you? Upside down.
Yes, the tallest one. See here. See, we were
one?
the only, yeah, that's me, and this is my sister. So we were the only 2 children until 1940. I was born in 36, and there. So one of the fortunate things that I had was that I had all these aunts and uncles who played with me. Mm-hmm. They were playing. And so here I was, my little...
When was your birthday?
April 10th, and that's my baby picture in front of playing, but they all paid attention to me.
Wait till she has the next one ready, otherwise we're just taping blank space.
And then the war, and this is in front of the war, and these are my uncles and uncles who became soldiers. One went to England, one went to Japan, one was in India.
Are you in this photo?
No.
No.
How many children did your grandparents have?
7.
7.
Actually 8. My mother was a twin, and let's see.
I'm just photographing nothing right now.
Okay.
Tell us about this.
Okay. This is these people live next door, and we will concede that that house is still the same. That is just right next door, and it was my great aunt. So it was my grandfather's sister and her
Husband.
child.
Oh.
And her. She was the child. And her husband. And then this is me with my aunt, one of my aunts.
Which one is you?
Mine there. Now I'm a little bit 15 or 14 there. Now, when I played, here's right in front of London Street. This is London Street. Both of these, I think, catching the ball.
That's right.
But this is all in front of the house, and it was nice. I was very, which I never.
Those sidewalks don't look like that anymore.
I know.
The
They
trees
were
have
very
pushed
good.
them all up.
Yeah. So that I must have been about 10 or something.
Well, this is in the 40s.
Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
Early
48,
40s, mid
yeah.
40s.
And then this would be the beginning of the freeway. So we were on top of the what do you call, what they had already started to build, the freeway.
You were on the freeway, the
Yeah,
Hollywood freeway.
Right.
She is, they are 1.5 block further away from the freeway than I am here.
Right.
There's another interceding street. Do you remember the name of that street?
Silver Lake Ramp.
No,
I get off at Rampart.
No. It runs parallel to the Hollywood freeway. Well, we're going over there.
Not Reno.
Yeah.
Is it Reno? No, it runs east and west.
Oh,
Not
these
north
are
and
on the
south.
freeway.
And this is me,
Okay.
my sister, and my brother. So here I am. I'm close to 13.
Are you the oldest of three?
Yes,
Okay.
I am. That also helps.
Yeah.
I learned a few things.
The oldest.
When the oldest, I had done that.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of
That's
a
it.
little bit of,
That's cool.
yeah, being the oldest had
I'm the
certain
oldest of
privileges.
5.
Yeah.
And all responsibilities.
Yes.
Let's put it
Yeah,
that
you
way.
end up taking care, but yeah.
You end up taking care of everybody.
And
Which gives you the skills to be a servant
oh, right.
and a caregiver in a sense for the
Right,
rest of your life.
yeah, and then because you're closer to the adults
Yes.
as being the oldest, you have more more opportunities for, I call, mature.
Right. Your
right.
friends are all adults.
Yes, and whereas the younger siblings, you're only playing with the siblings.
Right.
So there's they have less of an opportunity to be mature, or what I guess you would call it. It's a nuance. Of course, this is not consistent across.
And then you get this little bit more of a self-confidence.
And self-confidence and
Right.
ability to be a leader, or
Right.
leadership. I think I had more opportunities to play leader than my sister or my brother, and the consequences that I am more active in leadership, have always what you call leadership stuff, than my sister and brother.
Right.
Okay.
So you got more of the grief
Yeah,
and more of the stress and a little bit
Yeah,
more of
where
the opportunity
Beverly
and
would-
challenge.
my sister, who's only 2 years younger, she would get overwhelmed very quickly, and Ted wanted to avoid everything, and I just called. But I also, what happened to me was, during my elementary years, my play group, 2 of them had horses. And so every recess, we would all go out and play horses. And they would tell us how you treat the horse and what you do with the horse. And then I would run home, and at the dinner table, will tell my dad, "Don't you think we should have horses? Could we have horses? I want a horse." They had no idea about horses. But it just so happened that my father had a friend who is familiar with horses, and the friend said to him, "Go get her, get horses. I'll show you how to deal with it."
Oh, neat.
So he bought horses. I was 8 years old. We bought horses, 2 horses, and this man was helping us, and we had horses up until I was 18 in town.
I had
And
horses. My dad bought a ranch, and I had horses
Yeah.
at 12 till I
Oh.
was 18.
Yeah.
And I used to train them. And
Right, but what that meant was I was doing a lot more activities, I call, with my dad,
right.
because that's what he was interested in. So he and I became the horse people, and Mother stayed inside the house and did her domestic thing, and Beverly, my sister, followed her around, and then my brother tried to do as much but couldn't compete with her.
Right.
So that was the kind of-
Lovely.
Okay, I'm going to.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm going to go straight,
Go,
right?
yeah, we're on London Street, and we're heading west towards Silver Lake Boulevard. We're going to go down and see the house that Stephanie spent time in with her grandparents, and I wish her luck crossing Silver Lake Boulevard.
Right.
Here's Vendome, we're going by right now. Stephanie's driving, and in the passenger seat in front of me is Tricia McGrath, my co-chair. We are on the, right now we're on the southernmost street of Silver Lake, but we're going to pass a little area over here that there's one more street south of London, and neither one of us can remember the name of it. We're so familiar with our neighborhood.
Right now,
We're
over
on
there,
London facing Silver Lake Boulevard.
That neighborhood, that restaurant is completely new.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, what is it? El Casario.
Yeah.
It's a very good place. I've been in there 4 or 5 times.
Good food?
Good food. It's Ecuadorian and Italian.
Huh.
It is hard to get across.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is a difficult intersection.
I'm gonna get it right. So there's these people.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're passing El Casario.
Going.
So where that man is going in.
Now this is called Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson
Now
is.
that little house over there is where my great aunt.
Which little
To
house?
the left.
The
Not
little
this
on the
one.
left. The one right next to
I'm
the freeway.
sorry. Yeah. Oh, but right next to the freeway.
Okay.
And this is the house that is 3306. This was not here. That wall was not there.
And look, they took the columns out.
And they took.
Took the little round
See,
columns
and it's interesting. See, we didn't have. I'll have to.
can run out
None
and
of
take a
the. We
picture.
didn't have all the. What do you call it? The guardrails.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I'm going to turn the camera off. Okay, here is the house that Stephanie's grandparents lived in. It was built in 1923. The address is 3306 London Street. It's about a block and a half from my house at 2957. Oops, sorry about that. There's Stephanie approaching the house and Patricia McGrath.
The fireman built that treehouse for the kids.
And it's still there.
And it's still there.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, that's right. No, this is the house. And then we'd go through here to go. We never went around the corner to go into their house. Isn't that? So,
This was your grand aunt's house.
huh?
Your
Great aunt.
Great
She
aunt.
was, yeah. But it was later that they came in. They weren't here from the beginning. They just got it. I think it was just a rental.
Is the tree house in the backyard of your original house? Is that the backyard?
Yes, it's right facing the backyard. That's still
Something's
our
going
backyard.
wrong.